All political parties, all state governments have spoken in one voice. And I think it's a historic day as far as Indian democracy is concerned, because for such a legislation also to be passed unanimously itself augurs very well for Indian democracy.
GST has indeed augured well for the country. Rolled out at a special midnight session of Parliament on June 30th, 2017, it was touted as the biggest tax reform the country has seen since independence. The objective of introducing GST was to simplify the tax structure, reduce tax evasions, and to bring unified tax rates across the country. 6 years on, GST is still evolving. It has come a long way from where late Finance Minister Arun Jaitley had left. The GST Council has made several amendments to improve the process. Since its implementation, the GST Council has held at least 48 meetings and several changes have been made over the years, such as introduction of e-way bills and e-invoice. The average monthly collection has gone up from about 89,000 crore rupees during the 8 months of 2017-18 to 1,50,800 crore rupees during 2022-23. The revenue from GST has gradually increased, and now in the last 15 months, it has been consistently above 1.4 lakh crore rupees. Last month in June, the GST revenue stood at 1.61 lakh crore rupees. But there are several challenges too. A special drive by tax officials found about 60,000 suspicious entries, and out of that, 11,000 entries were found to be bogus. It is estimated that tax evasion amounted to around 20,000 crore rupees in 2022-23. GST was supposed to simplify the tax structure in the country, but the four-tier tax structure of 5, 12, 18 and 28% has been a challenge for the taxpayers. Experts have pointed out several gaps that need to be addressed.
The National Council for Applied Research on Economics had come out with a report which said that 15.5% is the revenue neutral rate. However, when GST was brought in, it came out with 4 rates: 5%, 12%, 18%, 28%. And maybe at that point in time, that was the need of the hour. But I remember late Shri Arun Jaitley, our honorable ex-finance minister, mentioning that the attempt will be to move towards 3 rates and maybe thereafter 2 rates.
Petroleum products were not included in the GST ambit when it was rolled out, and it is still not there. Once included, it would give a big relief to consumers reeling under high fuel prices. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman had in February this year said that petroleum and gas will be brought under the ambit of GST once the states agree.
Some of the gaps, I think the biggest one probably is the excluded sectors, which is oil and gas, real estate and electricity, because of which the credit chain, the ITC chain is still not seamless, because industry or taxpayers purchasing these commodities do not get the GST credit. Also, under the GST provision, there are specific denial of GST credit on some transactions like immovable property. You do not get the credit. It could be samples, gifts, etc.
Experts also call for the need of creating an independent tribunal for looking at the complaints that come under the GST system.
6 years down the line, the GST tribunal has not yet been constituted. For the listeners, I'll just simplify this thing that, any issue that you have when your assessment is carried out or audit is carried out, it is carried out by the GST officer. GST officer issues you a report. If you're not happy with it, the report or the order, you make an appeal to the commissioner level. That's the first appellate authority. The first appellate authority issues you an order in appeal. If you're not happy with that, you typically appeal to the tribunal. Now, both the GST officer and the GST commissioner are revenue authorities. And therefore, there is an apprehension that they may be biased towards the revenue while deciding on the order.
What else can be done to improve the GST system?
From a technology standpoint, I think if the government can provide APIs for downloading of the GST notices, which companies receive in different states, APIs for verification of e-invoices. Also, currently in return filing 3P, if you have issued credit notes, which is more than your actual supplies in that particular month, 3B does not take negative values, which causes a lot of problem. If that can be rectified. Last but not the least, I think if the government can come out with a white paper on the gray areas that different industry sectors face.
The GST system has increased the tax revenue of the government. However, despite the achievements of the past 6 years, the GST system is still a work in progress. Experts suggest that the 4 brackets should be reduced to 3 or 2 for the ease of the taxpayers. There is a need for setting up an independent tribunal to address the complaints related to the GST system. Experts also added that there is a need for upgrading the technology for filing and verification purposes.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.
She'll soon be quoted on the front page. Business Standard.